welcome to Diecast Restos. I'm Jason and this is my first attempt working with an original Husky model. It's one of their best, a 6-beat Ferrari Berlinetta 250 GT. It has been well played with and even includes some bonus number stickers, one conveniently blocking the view of the well-detailed engine. These models were made for only a few years between 1967 and 1969. Here's an example as it looked new. And here is Ralph Lauren's 1964 Ferrari 250 LM, the car on which the model is based in spite of its incorrect labelling. First, I feel I should give a bit of background on Husky, which may help to explain the chosen name for the model. Husky was a brand name of diecast toys produced by Corgi toys manufacturer Mettoy. The Husky range was introduced in 1964 to compete with the Matchbox 1-75 range. Mettoy signed an exclusivity deal with Woolworths, giving them the sole retail rights to Husky models. They were priced to undercut their rivals. Models were initially cast metal featuring plastic bases, allowing an easy method to incorporate suspension. By 1969, Mettoy had begun improving quality with metal bases and hubs and tyres, both of which can be seen on this Ferrari. By 1970, the exclusivity deal with Woolworths had expired, so Mettoy decided to rename Husky as Corgi Juniors. This allowed them to tie their two brands together, now that the smaller scale diecasts would be sold in the same outlets as rivals Matchbox. The Ferrari 250 LM for Le Mans, was introduced at the Paris Auto Show in November 1963. It was an enclosed cockpit version of their earlier 250p, and developed as a homologation car for the FIA Group 3 GT class. The homologation was refused in April 1964, as Ferrari had built fewer than the 100 required units. It therefore had to run as a prototype class car, until its eventual homologation as a Group 4 sports car for 1966. It used the same 3.3 litre 320 horsepower V12 as the 1964 275p and shared many of the same structural components as the 1963 250p. The roof structure gave the chassis greater strength than the 250p. New 250 LMs were sold to private customers and privateer teams, notably the North American Racing Team. They won the 1965 24 Hours of Le Mans with drivers Jochen, Rindt and Masten, Gregory. Prior to this year, 2023, it was the last time a Ferrari had claimed overall victory at Le Mans. Ferrari claimed the top 3 positions, with another 250 LM in second and a 275 GTB in third. Mettoy took a calculated gamble and produced the 250 LM for the larger Corgi range from February 1965. It paid off with Ferrari's win following in June. However, the model differed from the real thing slightly. The headlights weren't quite correct, and its shape somehow seems off. The ride height doesn't help in my opinion. I think it rides too high. 2 years later, it was introduced to the Husky line in better proportions. It now had that transparent engine cover revealing the longitudinal V12. It's beautifully cast and really benefits from the swap to cast metal bases and the hubs and tyres. It's difficult to see, but they even cast in a Pininfarina badge just ahead of the rear wheel arches. I also think, because it doesn't have opening features, its overall appearance benefits, unlike the larger 250 LM, which is still good looking in its own right. Little changed on the Husky model during its short production run, aside from a late colour switch from red to a darker crimson. Though I'm treating this casting to a true restoration today, I think I'll aim to pick up another of these Husky models in the future. Then I will give it a custom paint job to recreate the 1965 Le Mans winning number 21 car. That's mostly because there was no trim detail applied to this model at all in the factory. But that doesn't stop it being a gorgeous diecast. By now, I've spent long enough polishing the transparency to get rid of most of the sticker residue. Stickers applied by former owners can be so hit and miss in terms of how easy they are to remove. With this one, there will likely be a bit of a cloudy mark where it's been affixed for so long. So these are the parts that make up the 250. I drop in that polished window piece first of all, then I need to bring together the interior piece and engine. The engine connects to two lugs behind the seats. Once they have been connected, I can lower them into the body. The suspension forms part of the interior piece, so this is where I position the wheels. Lastly, I bring in the base section, align the rivet posts front and rear, before reconnecting with a pair of 3mm M2 screws. So here's the 6B Ferrari Berlinetta 250 GT, or LM if you're using the correct name. It was looking a touch rough around the edges, having suffered a fair amount of paint loss, plus it had those stickers applied. They were easily removed from the body, though left a bit of residue on the transparency. Husky did a great job on this casting, even better than its bigger Corgi brother. I will get around to a Le Mans custom on one day, but for now, here it is restored as new and as Husky intended. As ever, TS8 Italian Red looks sublime on a prancing horse. You can again pick out all of the detail that was put into the original diecast. The hubs and wheels look excellent on this model, I think. There's that 3.3 litre V12 peering through the nearly perfectly restored transparency. Sadly, there was only so much I could do with it, but it is much improved to what it was like. As I said, the casting detail is crying out for a few extra trim touches, so I'll certainly be back for a Le Mans Racer custom. If you think it deserves a custom, let me know in the comments. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the restoration and history lesson, and do subscribe to be the first to see all of my latest projects. So all that leaves me to say is thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for the next one. Bye for now.